everyone, welcome back to ErikaBuilds and another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are in the world of Brindleton Bay working on a small autumn themed home that I guess the best way to describe it would be a cottage, a rustic sort of cottage. I built an autumn cottage, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago or so, and the main difference between that one and this one is that I do feel like this one is just a little bit more sort of rustic on the inside and actually on the exterior as well. But it is kind of similar. I've been building a lot of houses lately with fall themes and lots of dark browns and reds and orange and yellow and stuff like that. And, you know, it's just that time of year and it just feels like a good time to build in that sort of style. So I was looking online for a reference photo to use, and I ended up finding this one that you're seeing now. This website in particular is one that I really like, this Drummond Home Plans. I've built several things of theirs, and it's just really nice because the photos are very clear and easy to see, like the home, the structure of the house, and most of the plans on this website show the back, which is really helpful for me because I always struggle with doing the back of builds. And they will include floor plans, though as I have mentioned before, I would just use those for ideas, but I would not recommend trying to copy floor plans when you're working with an exterior reference photo and you look at the interior floor plan that goes with it. It's really hard to replicate just because the proportions in the Sims are quite a bit different and you'll just run into all kinds of headaches. So it's better to just use the exterior shot for reference, and then you can kind of look at the interior floor plan to maybe get a rough idea of maybe where certain rooms are located, but just kind of take it as a starting off point. So yeah, this house has a lot of stone mixed with shingle siding, and the windows are very rustic. They're all trimmed in like a dark brown, and the foundation of the house is also stone. And you'll see me here now working on the roof design, and the reason it's taking me so long is in this particular house, you have a variation in the color of the roof, which means, okay, so the easiest way to describe that is like, you know, normally when you put a roof on a house and you choose a wallpaper, it's gonna go on the whole roof, like front, back, sides, everything is going to be just one particular wallpaper. So if you want a house to have multiple wallpapers, variations in wallpaper between like one side of the house versus the other side, you have to use a bunch of different roof pieces and put them together in order to achieve that look. So you'll see that this end of the house actually ended up having probably 6 or 7 roof pieces in order to achieve that look in the end that would match the photo that I was using as a reference. And similar to the front, you can see right now it's not fixed. It's not fixed yet because I'm still working on it, but eventually that whole front section will be stone. And so again, you just have to use different roof pieces in order to color those with different types of wallpaper. So it's doable, but it just requires a little extra building. So yeah, this house I think is really cute. You know, this would be a good house for just like maybe 2 or 3 Sims. I have designed it for a master bedroom on the first floor and a child on the second floor. So I was kind of thinking like either 1 or 2 parents with 1 child, and then I did include some pet items too if they have a pet. So yeah, probably no more than 4 Sims on this lot comfortably. And because the house was small, I actually had a lot of room to put quite a bit of stuff out in the yard and really kind of go all out with the outdoor activities, which is kind of fun for fall because it's different than when you do like a summer house, because you think of like pools and hot tubs and I don't know, water slip and slides and all that kind of stuff that takes up room. But I didn't want to do any like pool or anything. I just wanted this to be very fall and autumn themed. So instead of, you know, those kind of typical summertime activities, I was trying to think of things that Sims could do in the colder weather. So you'll see a little bit more of that at the end of the video when we get out to working in the yard. But yeah, so I'm still just finishing up the exterior here. I was having some trouble finding a stone foundation that I liked with the stone wallpaper, because these stone swatches from Seasons don't match exactly, and it kind of bugs me. And so I ended up using the stone from Get Together for the foundation, because even though it was a different stone, the colors were more closely matched, and so I ended up liking that better. And there's a front porch and a back deck both on this house. So it has, you know, a lot of charm, I think. And I think this particular build really fits the fall season. Okay, so now I am going to start working on the inside. And of course, now every time I build a house, I have to have either an L-shaped stair, a switchback stair, some kind of special staircase. It's like I will never put a straight piece of stairs in a house ever again. But, you know, it's fun to play around when we have something new. And so yeah, there is an L-shaped stair as you first come in the entryway. And then for this first floor, there is a living room, an eat-in kitchen, a master bedroom, and a bathroom. So it's small, but it's actually small, but it still feels spacious, I feel like it's not too cramped. And then upstairs is a child's bedroom and bathroom. So it's perfect for just like a small family who maybe would fit into just this sort of quaint little setting. Maybe Sims who have traits for like enjoying the outdoors or something like that would like it. I think this house looks pretty cute in Brindleton Bay because the fall colors are really beautiful in this particular world. There's lots of red in those cats and dogs trees. In fact, here I was pulling out a bunch of trees from the catalog, just kind of testing out different patterns of colors, because I wanted to have a mixture of like red and gold and yellow and green, and there's even one that's kind of purple and another one that's a little bit brown. So it was fun to do that. Of course, you have to make sure you're building in the fall. Otherwise, when you pull the trees out of the catalog, they'll all just be green and you don't know what they're going to look like when fall comes. So if you build in the fall, it takes all the guesswork out and you know exactly what color the trees are going to be. So that's why I decided to build it in that particular time of year. And the only downside to that, which you'll see a little bit later, is all the flowers are brown, which kind of stinks, because when you think about fall, like we do have flowers like mums and stuff, you know, that are very bright and colorful in the fall season. But in The Sims, all the flowers are brown. So I think I actually ended up putting in a couple of screenshots at the end of the video of summertime, just so you could see what colors of flowers that I ended up choosing for the yard. So yeah, I'm starting in the kitchen as usual, and I wanted to keep it very warm and rustic, and so that's why I decided to go with this brick wallpaper mixed with the stone flooring. And The cabinets are actually from Base Game, and the flooring is from Jungle Adventure, and that wallpaper, I believe, is from Get Famous. So yeah, it's a mixture of packs, but it all kind of gives this really nice rustic vibe. And because those cabinets had gold drawer pulls, I decided to go with the Base Game stove and refrigerator that are brown with the gold like handles, because I just thought it matched the cabinets really nicely. And it's actually a really big kitchen. By having the dining table inside the kitchen, I was able to make the kitchen itself quite a bit larger, which is nice, because if you know me by now, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I love giant kitchens. I always make really big kitchens. I can't help it. Yeah, so just here on the other side of the kitchen wall is the master bedroom. And I apologize, it's very yellow. I think that's just my reshade that's making it look really, really yellow. It's not quite that yellow. When you get into your game, it should be fine. So it's a little bit crazy right now, a little bit too bright. But yeah, so the bed and wallpaper are yellow, and then I've mixed it with a lot of dark brown furniture. This is a mixture of packs again. This is cats and dogs, Base Game, and then that dressing table is from Vintage Glamour Stuff, and that mirror is from Parenthood. So yeah, lots of different packs in here to kind of achieve this look of rustic fall sort of feel, but still I feel like very soft. I think the yellow brings sort of a softness to the room. Of course, maybe not in this bright contrast, but if you download the house, you'll see what I mean. It just kind of breaks up the darkness and gives it a little bit of a vibrant sort of color, which I like. And then I was just cluttering it up with like some makeup and different kinds of toiletry items. I did put a bookcase in here as well. And I think this is the only, no, there's a bookcase in the living room too. So yeah, and there's a computer on the first floor and in the child's bedroom, so 2 computers. So yeah, even though it's a small house, I feel like it still has plenty of room for, you know, everything that your sim will need. I'm just cluttering up this bookcase with some random stuff, some books and pictures and stuff like that, and adding a clock and an iPad there, well, I guess a tablet, I shouldn't say iPad, next to the bed. And then this master bedroom has its own bathroom, which I have done in Jungle Adventure. I used the same Jungle Adventure tiles for the floor in here as I did for the kitchen, and then I just mixed it with some Jungle Adventure wallpaper and also the shower. That sink is from Seasons, but I think the dark wood trim around the basin of the sink matches the doors and windows in this house really nicely. So yeah, just a shower on this level, but upstairs in the second bathroom, there is a bathtub. So if you have a toddler or a dog, you'll be fine with that. And then here by the front door, I'm just adding kind of the typical, you know, front door type stuff, coats, umbrellas, backpacks, etc. Again, very dark brown, lots of warm, rich tones, and the curtains are from Cats and Dogs. And then I put a little bench here and some pictures. So yeah, I'm trying to make it feel cozy and welcoming. When we get out to the yard, you'll see I added like tons of pumpkins and really went all out with just a very warm autumn sort of theme. And then here for the living room, I went with a Base Game furniture set just because I really, really love this particular one. I like the colors. It's very warm and dark and comfy looking. That rug is from Laundry Day. And it's kind of a small living room just because of the way the windows divided in the back. And so instead of using a full-size couch, I did a love seat and 2 chairs. But still, you know, that's seating for 4, which is probably no more than you would have people living here anyway, so it still works even though it's kind of a small area. And I'm just playing around with like a million different patterns. You know, that's kind of the way it goes with me, especially when I'm doing like a small living room. I will always just try out every single possibility for the furniture pattern before I finally determine which one that I think is gonna look the best. And there is a TV here over the fireplace and another bookcase. So yeah, it's a nice little living room area. I just cluttered it up with some magazines and plants and stuff like that. And then on the opposite side of the room, across from the fireplace, there is a desk with a computer. So like I said, there is a computer also in the child's bedroom. So I guess this would be more the computer area for the parents, and maybe where they work from home or pay bills or whatever. Like it's just kind of their main computer area. And I went with the desk. I think this is from Base Game also. There's actually a lot of Base Game in this house. And I think, well, and Get Together also. When I first started playing The Sims, I did a lot of builds that were kind of in this sort of rustic, dark, like these are houses that you've never seen because I've deleted them long ago. When I first started building, I was really terrible, and I would put, you know, the houses in the gallery, but nobody ever downloaded them, of course, because they were horrible. And so eventually, once I started getting a little bit better at building, I went back through and deleted. I think I had probably, no joke, like 400 or 500 things in my gallery catalog total, and now it's like under 200. That's how many houses and rooms that I deleted. So yeah, when people always say to me, "Oh, you build really well," I'm like, "Yeah, you don't even want to see what I used to build. It was so horrible. It's like embarrassing." But I mean, that's the way it is. You know, you have to. It's trial and error, and you have to learn, you know, as you go. And so anytime I'm building something rustic and using a lot of dark browns, especially when I get into base game furniture, I always kind of have these flashbacks of like when I first started playing The Sims, and I start to kind of like maybe panic just a little bit. I'm like, oh no, I hope I can do better than I used to do with this same furniture that I used to struggle so much with. But now, you know, it's not quite as stressful. I feel like I can at least like make better decisions than I used to. But while I've been talking here, I've just been cluttering up the kitchen. Again, lots of fall themed. So I added those greeting cards from Seasons and the fall wreath. And I'm just trying to think of, oh, and that cornucopia on the table. So yeah, I'm just adding lots and lots of fall decor, which again really makes this house super cozy and very much fitting for the time, for the season and the time of year. And then upstairs, it's very long and narrow, and it's always kind of challenging when you have to build, when you have to furnish a room where it's very long and skinny. But luckily, since it's a child's room, I can just use a twin bed, so that makes it a lot easier. And then just at the top of the stairs, there is a landing, which I didn't really have room for much. I just put some like pictures and a little bench and a couple of pieces of decor. And then that landing opens up into is where the door is to get to the child's bedroom. And then the bathroom is only accessible through the child's bedroom. So if you go upstairs in this house, really there's nowhere to go except to the child's room and their bathroom. I did Parenthood up here with green because it just felt sort of rustic and, you know, cozy and warm type of colors. And I think I actually used this same wallpaper and tile in a couple of other fall builds that I did, because with the leaves and the green, it just makes me think of the outdoors. And so that's why I always choose it for kids, for like fall themed kids rooms, because a lot of those Parenthood wallpapers are very bright and pastel, and definitely more in like summer cool tones. We actually could really use more kids wallpaper in warm tones. We really don't have hardly any. We have this sort of green one, and then we have those really hideous like polka dot ones that are basically unusable. And we don't really have any other ones that are in dark colors. So yeah, I would put that out into the universe. We need warm toned kids wallpaper. That would be super cool. Okay, so for this room, I did a bed from Seasons. I love this canopy bed. I use it all the time. It's just so pretty, and it matches really nicely with this particular wallpaper and with these curtains from Cats and Dogs. And there was actually even enough room for the computer desk up here, which was exciting because I was worried at first that there wasn't going to be enough space to really put anything in this child's room, but actually it ended up having enough room for everything. There's a bed, there's a dresser, full-length mirror, there's a bookcase, computer desk, toy box. So yeah, it ended up having plenty of space for all kinds of necessities for a kid. And yeah, so we're almost coming now to the end of the build. I actually cut most of the landscaping out because it went on and on and on, and it wasn't very exciting, but I did leave in just here a little bit because I wanted you to be able to see some of the things that I chose for the yard. The main features is there is a fire pit, there is a swing set, there's a garden, there is also a flower arranging table area, there's a picnic area. Yeah, so lots of kind of interesting things. Oh, now you can see the pumpkins that I put around the front porch, all the brown flowers because it's fall. So if you place this house in your game and it's summertime, you'll be able to see all the pretty colors of the flowers. So yeah, I hope you guys like this house. Let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all of my latest builds. You can find this home in the gallery. My ID is ErikaBuilds, and you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ErikaBuilds as well. I just hit 12,000 followers on Instagram yesterday, so that was really exciting. And yeah, so stay tuned for more, probably a few more fall builds before I start getting into the Christmas season, and maybe a few other things as well. And always feel free to comment if you have ideas for things that you'd like to see on the channel. So that's all for today, and I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.